There's a phone ringing in the car. My wife is with me and holding on for dear life. She's ordered a takeaway coffee.
I can't reach the phone.
This video is a long overdue update on my oxide grey BMW M3, an elaborate plan created between multiple people to drive back to the northwest of Wales. So I joined back up with the Clubhouse guys up into the mountains to chop some tarmac. And whilst you may think my car hasn't drastically changed since April, I've been quietly tweaking, subtly tuning my M3 to turn it into an absolute B-road demon. I was supposed to start filming, but Stuart just told me there's a Gallardo in here. That's bloody cool. Stuart, we're not here to film Lamborghinis today as much as I want to. Yeah, it's very cool. We will come back to that. But Kyle is in my M3 now and getting ready, set up for some exciting modifications just in time for my Wales road trip. How you doing, mate? You good?
Good, thank you, mate. How are you?
Yeah, very good, mate. I'm so excited for what you have told me you're about to do. Can you tell my audience what you are doing and why this is going to transform my M3?
So we're going to be doing a CSDME flash, which includes the removal for the OPFs. This is so obviously you can run your very new nice hardware, which I won't disclose to the viewers until they see it. Yeah. But you're going to get obviously a massive horsepower increase, so you're going to be up to about 550, 560, more torque, and then we're going to be doing the steering, traction control, diff, and the gearbox to CS and CSL, so it'll mean it'll handle better on the road, and yeah, overall just refine the car massively. And this is all whilst keeping my M3 warranty, right? Correct, yes.
Oh, like now some modifications that I've done over the past, I'll do out of passion and pure love and emotion for turning the car into something that I want, but this, just keeping it within the BMW parameters for starters whilst improving everything. I've also got the Piper Cross
air intake, air filters,
air intake. Yeah. So that is also like a really nice foundation to then obviously put this tune on, so everything's probably going to work better because I've got that, right?
Definitely. So that gives obviously the car more breathability, and then with the DME flash it means you don't have to send it off to Finland, which is obviously
I couldn't believe it.
Getting it back, you know.
I couldn't believe it.
All cars post 2020, that's what they need to be tuned. Yeah, this is an OEM flash again. It's from the CS vehicles itself, and yeah, just massively improved the G chassis cars. It's a must-have, and you get a lot more noise and burbles, which I think with your new hardware is going to sound phenomenal.
Now the backstory needs to be told, because I have an FI exhaust waiting in the UK to be installed onto my M3. Now I turned up ready for the exhaust to go on, my cameras were charged, I'd already filmed some flybys of the car stock to compare with the new exhaust system that will remove the OPF filter, and that's when I found out if you're removing the OPF filter on the G Series M3 you will need to flash the ECU, and I had it recommended to me that I need to take the ECU out of the car and ship it to Finland, which it could take between 5 and 7 business days, but as Carl has just explained there, sometimes they go missing or at least disappear for a couple of months. I daily drive this car, I need it every single day, so this is the perfect option that I did not know was available. But now we are getting the car elevated again from the Piper Cross air intake up to this tune, so now I'm going to have CSL performance from the M3 that will run through the entire ECU. That will then allow me to put the FI exhaust system on, remove the OPF filter to enhance and release the sound of that car. And the FI exhaust that I've gone for is not your usual setup, and what I mean by that is hopefully this car is going to sound completely different to anything else out there on YouTube, and it is all down to the amount of pipes that I'm changing around. I'm not technical, I don't know actually what's going on, but how I spec'd it with FI exhaust, this should sound an absolute beast. There was a bit of movement.
Right, that's us all done.
Mate,
20 minutes.
That's unreal.
CSDME flash, CS gearbox flash, CSL steering, diff and traction control. Yeah, she's yours to take on a road test. Let me know how you find it.
Started the car up. This even sounds deeper. But the one thing that actually on the M3, like, it doesn't annoy me, but when you start the car up, it has the exhaust button on.
Yeah, it does.
For me, all that feels like is it's just pumping more audio into the interior of the car.
So the active sound design's changed now as well. So what you hear through the ASD will sound much more natural, and it's a less fake noise burble. So yeah.
Right. This is so much information, I had no idea, but if you've got a G Series M3 and you haven't done this, I am literally uncovering a whole new world that I know we've been speaking quite a lot about this car since I bought it, but holy there is so much that has gone on with this that I am so excited to drive it, but now, like, there's no downsides to it.
There's no negatives, it's all improvements, and they're all based off of the OEM cars themselves. So literally we're flashing modules and ECUs within the car and just changing the parameters inside them. So yeah, it's all done properly, there's no aftermarket.
Legend.
I try, it's what you do, it's what you do.
Whilst we put together an impromptu photo shoot, I realised my chance for a first impressions drive weren't going to happen there and then. My GoPros were not playing ball. So with temptation through the roof to hoon it home, I stuck it in comfort and drove to Wales the following morning to meet up with a collection of Toms, Pauls and Georges driving their pride and joys to throw my M3 for its first proper maiden voyage as a sleeper spec M3 CS.
We are well into Wales now, and we are starting to find some pretty spectacular tarmac. We have had rocks, we have had mountains, we have been to as close as you can get to Snowdon without summiting it, and this car is an absolute wizard on the road. You've got the ability of switching between it being a practical four-door performance saloon that's a little bit stiff, but my God, when you combine the genius work of everyone that has been involved with this car, we have got a new lowered front end. The whole tracking has been done by Auto Torque to an exact specification that's similar to an M3 CS, and then we've got the defined coding tune with the Piper crosshair intake. The whole thing is a blend of perfection that when you do dial it up, my God, the front end turning, the grip, the performance, the pull of the train, the torque and the power, everything combined. I'm so proud. I've done nothing but put together very clever people to inject their madness into this car, and other than that, all I've done is pull people together, and I feel like I've done such a good job to create a near on perfect road trip BMW M3 that's good on the dual carriageways, the motorways, to get to where you need to get to. But then once you start getting out to roads like this, the sound that has come out of this new tune as well, and it is not a different audio pumping into the interior of the car. You can hear more burbles, and even on startup as well, the way that the car sounds, it is so much deeper, throatier, and it is a completely different car to that I took to Wales at the beginning of April. And I'm just holding on. It has got grip, endless grip, and the directness of the steering. Listen to the overrun. I don't know whether you can hear that, but overall, this has got to be, I wouldn't swap it for any of the other cars that are here. And as much as that GT4 must be a hell of a lot of fun, there is nothing better than banging gears through the paddles. And call me unpurist, but I would probably have a PDK GT4. Sorry, George. But this, as it currently stands, with the suspension setup, the steering, everything, tune, it is such a... You've got noise coming up here from the air. Just, You've got the burbles coming out the back. I think it could do with an exhaust, which is already in the UK. Couldn't fit it in time. And there's a few aesthetic changes to do to this car, but this is an absolute rocket ship. And I think because this is the rear wheel drive model, there's no point in going any more than what we're at, because 650 brake horsepower, especially as we start to lose temperature at the moment, my brakes, my tyres are red hot. And the only reason I know that is because the stone had just been stuck in a disc. It sounded horrendous. GoPro wasn't rolling, but it fell out, thankfully. And we're now just rolling through a little town before we head back out onto some lovely, lovely roads. I'm at the back of the convoy so that I can relax. I don't feel like I need to keep up with the rest of the pace. And everyone is absolutely loving their cars, but this is something else.